Hello and welcome to Highly Questionable. This is Jamel Hill. We've been delighted by your company all week. What do you like on the show today, Jamel?
Showing everybody the one woman who is better marriage material than me.
All right. Highly Poppy.
What will help the Warriors more tonight? The return of Andre Iguodala or the return of Rodney Hood?
Okay, this is a lame first question on Game 3 of the previews. Think about that. You guys don't actually care about these participants, but let's play along. Andre Iguodala is an important player for the Warriors, but how important? Given that they can put anybody around those four guys. They're doing it with JaVale McGee. They're doing it with Swaggy P. I know Andre Iguodala makes them even more overwhelming, but they're already overwhelming with or without him. I've marveled at the descent of Rodney Hood during these playoffs. He has been a consummate professional who scored a lot, and then he gets traded to Cleveland, is at the side of LeBron James, golden opportunity, and he falls apart as a player. He doesn't matter in this series. He hasn't mattered in any of them.
Look, I'm not trying to be insensitive because I do appreciate the fact that Rodney Hood has expressed an extreme amount of vulnerability when he told Mark Spears that sometimes when he loses confidence, he watches his YouTube clips from Utah. But I'm about to sound insensitive. If I'm the Warriors and that's the guy that they're going to insert into the lineup and thinking that this is going to somehow change the complexion of this series, bring it on. Yes, I will take YouTube watching guy every single time. As you pointed out, Dan, they've been able to do remarkable things without Andre Iguodala, even though he's their best perimeter defender. But you have Rodney Hood, who's never played this significant amount of minutes in this kind of situation with waning confidence. The Warriors have to love that the Cavs have to go to this move in order to try to turn things around.
And this is one of the wonderful things about this as we continue to talk ad nauseum about Rodney Hood and a reason that you don't care about before Game 3. Rodney Hood, if I took him and put him on the Warriors, you'd be celebrating what a great player he is. There are some difficulties in playing with LeBron James that the Golden State Warriors don't have.
Is a Lebron job to pick up his teammates any more than he's already doing?
The producers of this show just said in my and Poppy and Jamel's headsets, we have some LeBron sound. My father's reaction was to curse and do one of these here. Well, maybe they'll replay it. He was upset about the sound and the question. Let's go to the sound.
I mean, we're in the NBA Finals. I mean, how much more picking up teammates you want me to do? In the NBA Finals to compete for a championship.
This question is honestly a compliment to LeBron because LeBron is so good. He's so superhuman. He makes us forget that he's actually playing with other professionals. But here's the thing. He's right. What else can he do? The Cavs are shooting 31% on uncontested threes. I'm sorry. Your job in the NBA is to make open shots. He can't make this game any easier for them. They have got to show up. They haven't been. And other than collectively putting them all on his back, physically doing that, and running up and down the court, I don't know what else he can do.
Here is where Jamel, though, has never been quite so wrong. She just described the teammates as professional, forgetting that J.R. Smith is one of those teammates, and he forgot the score. If he had remembered the score, if George Hill had made a single free throw, LeBron James wouldn't be even having to entertain that question, because it would be 1-1, and we'd be amazed by how great he is.
Touche, Dan. Touche.
You know, if he wanted the teammate that he could have picked up, he should have stayed with Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, that's a great joke right there. He could have physically put him up. Just played with him on one of those baby holders that men run through airports with.
Would adding Paul George give the Rockets a better roster than the Warriors?
Paul George, the last time we saw him, he was calling himself Playoff P. It's a terrible nickname, especially when it's self-appointed, especially so when you're 2 for 16. The last time we saw you trying to protect the Oklahoma City blueprint. But if you are Paul George, you have just seen that going to the Lakers by yourself and trying to build something without superstars isn't going to work, because doing it with Melo and Westbrook, which is pretty hard to do, didn't work in any reasonable way either. I don't know where this guy goes. Houston ends up being better possibility than just about anywhere.
Well, if we all recall, Houston was this close. They were a Chris Paul injury away from perhaps being in the NBA Finals. But Paul George, this just feels like he's at one of those forks in his career that inevitably all superstars or fringe superstars get to, where you have to decide, do I want more money, or do I want to actually put myself in a situation where I can win a championship? Going to Houston would make a lot of sense. His game would blend in with theirs, I think, pretty perfectly. The problem is, and the Warriors have figured this out, they have core superstars, but also a great bench. They didn't lose anything. So if he can go to Houston and they don't lose the other elements that make them great, then it makes a lot of sense. But come on, what are we talking about here? He's going to L.A. We all know this, right?
I know, but the Warriors have distorted everything in a way that Paul George, if he goes to L.A. for more money, you know that he is choosing losing for a while. So if he wants to choose winning, the place to do that is with a team that's close and would fit your skill set. But that is less conducive to the Gatorade commercials he's been getting because he doesn't deserve those commercials given what he has done in terms of winning. And the only way to merit them is to do what Andre Iguodala did, which is go to another team and find the winning.
Oh, you know who is very happy about this possibility? Carmelo, more touches, more shots.
That's what
right.
he needs.
That's what he needs.
More touches.
That's right. Does Kendrick Perkins sounds like a crazy old loon when he says it's a problem the Warriors shouldn't win?
All right, the way that he's saying this is funny because he's not talking about that he's a problem the Warriors wouldn't want in the post. The Warriors would so want that problem to just be planted in the paint so they could shoot over it because he hasn't done anything but look how to get charges and scowl at people for the last 3 seasons. He was in the D-League. So when he's saying these are problems the Warriors don't want, it becomes confusing. Is he talking about the parking lot? Because even in the parking lot, Kendrick Perkins is still someone who is not feared. He's being laughed at. Steph Curry is laughing at the navel of Kendrick Perkins while he's in a suit. He's not someone who's feared around the league in a league that doesn't fight anymore in the parking lot.
Well, that's the whole thing that makes this entire story so amusing, Dan, is that the NBA is the no hands league. Nobody's throwing hands, all right? That's why Steph Curry can walk to Kendrick Perkins with a whole lot of confidence and say what he said, which is, are you playing today? Which I think is one of the most underrated disses and underrated sort of shine moments of Steph Curry's career. But I'll say this, though. Kendrick Perkins, I'll give him credit. Despite the fact that all we've known him for is man-spreading on the bench, he has managed to make himself a headline in the finals in a suit. That's kind of remarkable. I have to respect it.
I do love the way that he is getting into the headlines because this is the menacing way, but he's also arguing with Drake. And this is one of my favorite Kendrick Perkins moments ever. He did not know who Chewbacca was when there was a big hairy thing sitting courtside at one of the games. He actually said, I don't keep up with any of that new stuff about Chewbacca.
Hey, Kendrick, if you really want to fight somebody, you come down here in Miami and you find my son. He'll be ready for you. If you really want to
I don't want those problems. No, those are not.
You find my son.
Those are not problems I would want.
Work cut out for you.
No, he doesn't have his work. No, he doesn't have his work cut out for him. He would break my glasses.
Coming up next on my son's TV show, Zlatan again.
5 or 6 years ago, the Swedish Language Council made officially a verb, zlatanera. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Zlatanera.
What does that mean? What does the verb mean?
So when you dominate somebody, you did a Zlatanera.
My son's TV show is brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Joining us at the dish today is Zlatan again.
This was good last time, so let's do it again with some different words. Zlatan Ibrahimovic and the LA Galaxy host Real Salt Lake this Saturday at the StubHub Center. Tickets are available at lagalaxy.com. Why did a teammate throw scissors at your head? What happened there? How close did it get to your head?
It came about here and was pretty close because he had a big mouth and everybody was afraid to say something against him. And I stood up and I was saying something against him. Then other reflex, he threw a scissor on me. But then I stepped up and yeah, it became a little fight, but it's okay. When those things happen, I feel alive. I feel it's normal things. We all do mistakes and I will keep doing mistakes. Nobody is perfect, that's for sure.
Did you like fights as a youngster? Because it sounds like you grew up to be pretty fearless.
No, I have fear in me. Everybody has fear in me, in themselves. But yeah, I mean, you come to a point where you cannot settle by looking or by saying. Then you settle in a different way. So where I came from, like I said, you gain your respect in different ways. Sometimes you were fighting, sometimes you put somebody in his place in a different way. So I don't want to sound like a MMA fighter, which I'm not, but...
No, you're a black belt. You're a black belt, though, right? You're a black belt, so you're not an MMA fighter, but you know how to handle yourself.
I know how to defend myself, but I have a challenge in that now. But, I mean, sometimes you come in a fight. I mean, when I train, when I play, it happens. It happens. I had a coach, Fabio Capello, and I had a fight in a training, a pretty hard fight, and he was like... I was waiting for his response. I said, now I get punished, I get a big fine, and then it's all over. And he was like, this is good. And I was shocked. What is he saying? This is good for the team. We are ready for the game. And I was like, okay.
Did you have a lot of teammates who didn't like your style, that you were too brash, that you were too confident? Did you have much of that?
I don't care. It's their problem, not my problem.
Okay, so you didn't even take inventory of it. That's it. You're always going to be the Zlatan. It doesn't matter. As long as you score goals, it doesn't matter.
I said to myself, whatever happens to me, fame, successful, economy, I will still be myself. I will always remember where I come from. I will never forget that, and I will not change for nobody. In what I do, we play football. If I'm being nice and not bringing results, you don't need me. If you're being bad, arrogant, or whatever you are, and you're bringing me results, that's fine for me, because I'm not looking for fantastic persons. I'm looking for fantastic players. That's the difference.
5 or 6 years ago, the Swedish Language Council made officially a verb, Zlatanera. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Zlatanera.
What does that mean? What does the verb mean?
So when you dominate somebody, you did a Zlatanera.
And so the first time you're informed of this, like, how does this information get to you?
I don't know. It came out like, yeah, you have a word now in the lexicon. How do you say the English?
Lexicon.
Yeah, lexicon. And I was like, okay, well, what is it then? It's Zlatanera. And I'm like, what does it mean? Yeah, when you dominate somebody. I say, okay. I took it as a compliment, and I was proud. It means I did something good.
Can you tell us about the time that you slept in a bathtub?
In a bed, yeah, but that was when I was drunk. It was the first time we won the Scudetto, Italian league with Juventus, and I came home very drunk, and I misjudged the bed for a bathtub. So I went to the bathtub and I slept in there. And when my girlfriend at that time, wife today, came in, and she was like, "What are you doing?" Instead of feeling sorry for me, she was like putting shit on me. "What are you doing there? You're stupid." Yeah. She was like, I don't know where I am, because everything was, and I'm not a good drinker also. I don't like those things.
Are any of your loved ones willing to say to you, Zlatan, that's too arrogant. Don't do that. That's too much. Come on. You don't have to be that way all the time. Or do they love you the way that you are?
I think they're like, now you're being Zlatan. Keep being Zlatan.
So you got nothing but support, right? You've got nothing but support in-house.
I just keep supportive people around me and positive. I don't need the negative. And that's my advice to everybody. Keep the negativity away, because you don't need it.
There is one arrogant champion here, and also the Zlatan. He is the arrogant champion. Papi, what do you have for him, Papi?
Yes, Zlatan, what is your favorite thing to do with your kids? Maximilian and Vincent.
What is my favorite what? I don't hear
Thing
so
to
good.
do with your kids.
I like to do, the consequence of a football player is that we go a lot of times in hotel, travel. So my time with them is not 100%. But as soon as I'm with them, I try to make them active. Because like I explained just now, for me, ghetto was paradise. I could do whatever I want. I went on the garden. We were playing football. My life today is not like that. My children doesn't live that life today. So I try to keep them active by training every day. Football, taekwondo, they do different stuff. They go in school. They follow all this system, and yeah, just trying to make them happy, but at the same time giving them discipline and learn them how to become independent, because I think it's important.
Do you worry at all that they've got it a lot easier than you had it?
I think they have much more opportunities and alternatives to choose what they want. But at the same time, I try to keep a balance. You give, you take. So it's a balance. If I'm doing right or wrong, nobody knows. I do it my way with my wife. I take after what my parents teach me and how they raised me. So it's just the next generation.
Zlatan, it was a pleasure. Thank you for
Thank you very much.
Gracias, gracias, gracias.
Gracias a
Yes,
todos.
gracias.
Thank you. Good luck with everything.
Time to play the game that is a fashion icon. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, and we question them.
I forgot to mention he was also wearing this shirt yesterday.
Do you question if the keeper should have been ready for this?
You may say to yourself, man, they talked a lot of basketball in that first segment, only basketball. It may be because we don't have anything else to talk about. We go out to Scotland, under 14 soccer. That's where we're checking out what happened there.
Directly from the
For opening of the game here, Jamel. Opening of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to shoot directly from kickoff, and it's going to go in. Oh,
Really?
unbelievable!
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Wow.
That's the most
Yes.
And
majestic
notice
thing
no
you
one
may ever
moved.
see.
There was no
I said to you that someone
defense.
may
They
try
didn't even
this
pretend.
weekend.
They just
And
all
direct
watched it.
from
But
kickoff.
they
The
didn't
keeper's
still.
The
been
question
caught.
stands, though, how can the keeper not be ready for that? You have one job. It's further back.
That's not under 14. That kid is about 18 or 19.
that's
I want
the
to see
other
his
thing.
birth
Scandal.
certificate.
That's
That's that
Marshawn
kid.
Lynch.
You know what I
That's
mean?
Marshawn- that guy
That's
was
right.
actually
That's not
Marshawn
fair.
Lynch
That's not
playing
fair.
against
That's
14-year-olds in
right.
Scotland.
Show proof of age. That's it. Do you question if this is a good driver?
We go from Scotland to Ohio and a traffic jam because Game 3 of the NBA Finals are tonight. We cover all the important things.
Oh,
this guy is a good driver.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's good, Laura.
Yeah. And
That's-
totally safe.
well, that part.
wait,
yeah,
hey,
that's where it
hold
ceases
up.
to be safe, right there.
That's a
That-
compliment.
that
That's a
mean,
compliment.
he's turned. Wait, what now?
What is he doing? Is he Jason Statham? Like, who is this person driving? Wow.
That car only goes backward. That's the
Yeah.
problem with it. It's not. He bought it for like $17, and it
yeah.
only goes backward. Nobody told him.
I love this show. You can laugh about people's near demise all the time.
Wow.
That's also how my father has driven like the last 4 years of his life.
Oh, wait, is this still going? Wait, he's still going backwards.
That's right. He's still going backwards. He's getting there the whole way.
He doesn't have a transmission. Come on. Like,
Something's off.
Well, he ended up in a parking lot, right?
That's right.
Well, I hope he didn't run into this guy.
Oh, I know what this video is. Watch this.
I know.
This is my father leaving this morning for work. Watch this. This is my father driving in today.
oh,
There we go.
There
Yeah,
we go.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because when in doubt, just
Bang.
back it
Yes,
home.
look
Right.
at him. Bang, bang.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a good one. Like my father enjoyed that, and he got here on time. Despite the work of this guy, sideswiped him.
Bumper cars, but real cars. I get it.
My father, Jason Statham, is 74 years old.
Time to play the game that is betting and all on the Warriors tonight. See? Oh no?
Tell us what to watch on television tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued. It just makes him happy thinking about up 3-0.
On NBC, American Ninja Warrior.
If you like sports, you're going to end up stopping on this television show just because it's visually amazing. And you got things like the Mega Wall. It's 18 feet tall. At the end, you got to get $10,000 if you can get over an 18-foot wall. Let's see this guy.
You going for it? Go for it, dog. It's 10 grand. Go for it, dog. And he's going for it, and no
Mega
one's
wall
going
situation. The other wall is really hard. The one that's not mega.
Screening
to
on that
run up this
frozen.
Yeah, the whole thing. He's got to run up the whole thing.
Here we
Oh,
go.
is he going to succeed or is he just going to pull a hamstring?
$1,000.
I don't have a lot of confidence. Which of course makes he makes it. Of course he makes it.
The Mega Wall has been defeated! Oh, yes!
That goes along the long list of some of my horrible sports predictions. But yes, I will watch that. Absolutely.
Jamel had that ending in shame. Instead, it's the most amazing moment in all of sports history. Glory be to that guy with the ponytail. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Listen, that guy was great, but I know another guy that wasn't that good.
Let's see another guy. What do we have here? I remember this.
That's
one of the
right.
classics.
Remember
Jamel,
that. Look at
Jamel,
that guy.
This is one of the
Look at that
funniest
guy.
videos we've had in 7 years.
That's
Look at
right.
this
Look
guy.
at that guy.
Watch
Look at
this.
that
Watch this, Jamel.
He's trying to get over that fence there.
Jamel.
At what point does he not know this isn't happening?
That's right. Look at that guy.
This, Jamel.
There we
This
go.
is just great.
There we go. Look at that
There it
lady.
is.
Look at that.
There it is.
There we go.
That's right. That guy.
That's when you know that really isn't your day.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Talk to you again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Do you hear? Do you hear?
Did I hear
Do you
what?
hear?
What?
I hear something in the wind. I hear something in the wind. Do you hear it?
No, Poppy. What do you hear in the wind?
3-0.
Oh, there
3-0.
it is.
Okay.
Is that
Is that the whispering?
Tonight, LeBron.
3-0. Okay.